My name's Steve Bimel. The rarefied craft of Japan, some of the world's most outstanding physical expressions of the human spirit, may in large part disappear within the next 5 to 10 years. Today I speak on behalf of Japan Craft 21, an organization dedicated to revitalizing traditional Japanese crafts for the 21st century. I would like to begin with a little historical background. In 1868, Japan ended its 250-year self-imposed isolation from the rest of the world and began sending forth shiploads of their traditional works to the West for the first time in history. By the early 1870s, the Japonism craze was sweeping Europe as more people experienced the skill level, precision, and sheer beauty of those works. Textiles composed of three-dimensional weaving of silk, mulberry paper, and gold leaf, combined with embroidery and minute shibori tie-dye, delicate yuzen hand-dyeing, some of the most outstanding steel ever seen, fine art lacquerware, original one-of-a-kind baskets, netsuke, wooden statuary, ceramics, and on and on. In recent years, sales and production in the craft world of Japan has been declining at an alarming rate. As you can see in this 1979 bar on the left, there are 300,000 fully active, high-level craftspeople in Japan. But by 2015, that number dropped by about 70%, and it's even lower now in the COVID world. Lacquerware from Toyama dropped by 80% in only about 20 years. In the past 13 years, stencil dyed kimono dropped by 72%, and hand-painted yuzen dyed kimono by about half. Very low-priced kimono made by minimally trained workers offshore are flooding in as local weavers, dyers, and embroiderers who create true masterworks are struggling to compete. Few young people are capable of replacing the now retiring internationally renowned Japanese bamboo basket artists. Wood joinery is generally no longer taught to young carpenters, and very few young plasterers can construct a bamboo mud wall. The list goes on and on. Though tens of thousands of master craftspeople still function, too many are at or past retirement age, and too often young people are not taking over. Also disappearing are craft support specialists such as unique tool makers, die blenders, brush makers, stencil cutters, and raw material suppliers who form a highly independent network in the craft community. Part of this is marketing. A brilliant marketer probably recognized our desire to wear something wild and crazy and fun like this. Couldn't we find spunky and feisty people to buy a few more kimono? If just 0.1% more of the population would buy domestically made kimono, that industry would be well on its way to recovery. If millions here eat lunch from a plastic box, can we find just a few thousand in the entire world who would rather eat from a cedar box? This might even create a couple of jobs and help rescue part of an abandoned cedar forest. It really doesn't take much. Lovers of Japanese crafts worldwide are now at an historic crossroads. We can revitalize Japanese crafts or passively watch as many disappear entirely. 3 years ago, I gathered a group of craft lovers together who were saddened by the decline, and like me, they just couldn't sit by and watch. Each of us wanted to do 3 things. Because our lives had been enriched by the crafts of Japan, we wanted to effectively give something back. We wanted to see direct results of our actions, and we wanted to be part of an active craft community here. So we invited ourselves to create Japan Craft 21. Our mission is to identify vulnerable but viable traditional crafts and assist in their revitalization through clear strategy and effective action. We soon found a craft that fit our mission: high-level wood joinery. 80 years ago, there were 100,000 exquisite wooden machiya townhouses in Kyoto. Today, there are only 40,000, with more disappearing every day. Then we met Tomohiro Naito-san, a fifth-generation Kyoto carpenter who shared our vision of Kyoto once again rising as a beautiful wooden city. His problem, though, was finding young carpenters capable of joining him in building his vision. It was a vulnerable but viable craft that needed a strategy and action. Japan Craft 21 helped him establish a small weekend school and fully funded scholarships for young working carpenters in Kyoto, giving them a pathway to true mastership. We recently graduated our first class of 6, and here you can see them, all 6 young carpenters with their master teachers. We have reached our first big milestone as our graduates begin helping Naito-san construct the first authentic wooden machiya in Kyoto in 85 years, built with joinery and no nails. The already sold house will feature improved fire and earthquake resistance, as well as high energy efficiency. A traditional structure which speaks timeless Kyoto on the outside will be designed for modern life on the inside, such as a cypress bathtub with a jacuzzi. Or a masterfully crafted modern wooden interior. This spring, we will enroll 10 new young working carpenters in a weekend wood joinery course, as well as 5 young plasterers in a Japanese bamboo mud wall construction course. As we expand the school, we plan to add advanced courses in garden building, shoji making, traditional construction sheet metal, wall coating, and more. Having achieved success through our first project, we've taken a bold step by creating the Japan Traditional Craft Revitalization Contests in order to maximize our resources to really make a difference. Each contest is designed to revive a traditional Japanese craft to flourish in the 21st century. We're thrilled that the Asia Society Japan Center has joined with us as co-sponsors of the contest. Our first contest began about 2 months ago. The winner will be an exceptional individual with an outstanding idea, talent, track record, and passion to manifest their craft revitalization project. We will provide the winner with 5 million yen, or $50,000, of targeted funding towards achieving their vision, as well as the active support of a mentor group of experts in such fields as business, design, product development, IT, and marketing. The winner we hope to choose will someday succeed like the following 3 people. Like Shuji Nakagawa-san, a third-generation cedar bucket maker who now produces champagne buckets for French wineries. Or like the 5 young Tokyo Art University graduates who went to rural Shikoku Island, learned natural indigo dyeing from seed to sales, and now their Buaiso brand is seen around the world. Or like Eriko Horiki-san, whose huge original washi paper creations are now seen as architectural installations around Japan and the world. Who belongs to Japan Craft 21? Well, we're still a relatively small group, That includes Japanese who have lived abroad and have since returned to Japan, Westerners who have lived here or traveled here and have been deeply touched by the culture, international residents living in Japan, and an American corporation operating in Japan. We offer a number of ways to participate in Japan Craft 21, ranging from volunteering to becoming a contest patron. Contributions of any amount are welcome. A $2,000 contribution funds a one-year scholarship at our traditional building school. We have added the $10,000 level in order to provide additional support for our contest finalists. If you, as an individual or corporation, are considering joining at the $50,000 level, we encourage you to speak directly with our current contest sponsor, Michael Sonnenfeld. By sponsoring a contest, you will have the satisfaction of saving an entire craft genre for generations to come. The crafts of Japan are an international treasure that have enriched and inspired people around the world for hundreds of years. This heritage belongs to all of us. If being a proactive part of the Japanese craft community appeals to you, then please join us. Together we can take meaningful, important, immediate action to help these beautiful crafts flourish and inspire us all for many years to come. Thank you.